I was looking up archery stuff because I want to hunt rabbits, and my homie was like, "Bro, did you see this?" And SZA had tweeted about the song, and then like I think a day later or something like that, someone sent me video of her dancing to it, and I just like my body went limp. Like, that to me is that's what you do it for. You know what I mean? It's not for the accolades, not for the Grammys. It's for ass. Because you know the thing about critical acclaim, that shit don't twerk. This track was just inspired by being angry in general. I'm getting up there now. I'm still a baby, but I'm 30. My knees hurt. My ankles click when I walk. I can't even sneak around. I can't do nothing. I talk about hitting licks and shit. I could never do that. You're gonna hear me coming. So yeah, it's just about being old and just kind of pissed off, you know, and taking that anger out on the world, but also trying to look cute at the same time. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hell, motherfucking yeah. I think I just approached it like I just want to make a cool song. You know, I just want to make a good Southern song for people that I grew up with. But I'm still a dumbass, so I have to say dumbass things. It's just a part of the circle of life for me. It's where I always return to. Got Anita Baker booming, not the 87 Buick. Stepping in some Pumas, but this Molly got me booted. Anita Baker is so important. She's like one of the pillars of just music to me. Like that's one of the first sounds I can remember hearing in my mama's crib. Everybody has synesthesia when they listen to Anita Baker. You hear Anita Baker and you smell pine sol or whatever. Maybe you was getting your ass whooped on Sunday, so you hear Anita Baker and you feel a belt or something. Like everybody has some sort of synesthesia with it. Hanging with my money, talking to it like it's human, nigga. Play me like a square, I spin a block like it's a Rubik's. I just like cartoony bars, man. I like shit that's like Miyazaki, you know what I mean? Imagining like just your bank account is a nigga made out of your money and he just kind of like follows you around and you kind of like take a piece off his cheek and you're like, I'm gonna go spend this at Asics because I'm an old ass nigga and my feet hurt. I just love like cartoon imagery, and that goes into the Rubik's bar too, where I'm just like, most of the bars I go for, I'm like, okay, I look at it the same way I look at a joke, where I'm like, let's punch that up. Whether everybody's talking about drip or spinning a block or whatever, I'm like, I could find an angle on that better than you. She frightened by my diamonds, how I'm shining. Stanley Kubrick. The Shining is definitely my favorite Kubrick film. I mean, there's some other ones, but like him, Polanski, Hitchcock, John Carpenter, I'm like, yeah, them the motherfuckers. You know what I mean? I recently went to a horror museum and they had the original axe that Jack Nicholson actually used. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. Y'all just like worship crazy white niggas. I don't know. Drip like Alex Mack, I spent them racks and turned to fluid. Secret Life of Alex Mack was a show on Nickelodeon when I was a kid, and it was basically about a girl, and essentially she ends up getting imbued with these secret, you know, tech powers where she can like transform into a pool of silver liquid, almost like the second Terminator dude. And like, you know, I was just used to watch that and like let that kind of, it was like that and Doug and, you know, Pete and Pete. Like I'm a old ass nigga, bro. Like these shows were like, you know, 25 years ago, but I got hundreds of cartoons that people are just like, how do you even remember that shit? And I'm like, because I'm stupid. Pockets looking nauseous, blowing money like it's mucus. Told my nigga, get in loser, let's go shooting like it's clueless. Yeah, that's actually a reference to Mean Girls, but Mean Girls didn't rhyme. I thought of like every reference in that movie, and I was like, just, I'm gonna put in another white lady movie. And guess what? Most of y'all were none the wiser. Money tall like Iron Giant, need a hanger for these racks. Fuck the beef is crunch time, turn them niggas to a pack. Money tall like Iron Giant. There's a part in that movie where one of the protagonists goes to reveal where he's got the Iron Giant sleeping, and it's in this like giant garage like hangar thing, and I was just like, that bar is kind of a weird triple entendre because it's like where he was, the hanger for your clothes, a giant hanger. I don't know, nigga. Don't nobody have a process. I just think of shit and then I'll be writing it and then I'll be like, all right, I guess it fucking rhymes. Let me go back to sleep. Shout out Vin Diesel. Did you know Vin Diesel can say the N word? I just found that out like 2 days ago, and my mind has been blown. Like feel like I'm in a Mandela effect. Cause I'm pretty sure like 10 years ago we was like he cannot say the N word, and then sure enough he just letting them go. Black and white diamonds, man, my wrist should be on black. On my bracelets and watches on my arms, I look like Jacks. My skills in Mortal Kombat rudimentary at best. Like I'm pretty remedial at most fighting games. I don't really like them, but Mortal Kombat, the movies from the '90s, I was more into those. So I like to latch on to shit like that. Every time I think about more, I think about the fact that uh, me and one of my childhood friends got in a fight because we were playing too much Mortal Kombat and getting too much in our feelings about it, and he threw his Sega Genesis at my head. You know, when you think about Mortal Kombat, think about the fact that I got beamed in the fucking head with a gaming system. Came up in Atlanta, me and mama had to struggle. Nerdy nigga, but I'm thuggin'. It's the Zone 6 McLovin. That bar, I mean, it is about me because I was, you know, a very Napoleon Dynamite ass nigga. I still consider myself to be that very much so to this day. Like, but like the duality of Atlanta is that like you'll see a nigga that dressed like a medieval knight walking down Glenwood or something like, or a motherfucker riding a horse, or people who like nerd out about certain cultures, but they will beat the shit out of you. Don't play with him, but yeah, that's the dude that dressed like Count of Monte Cristo, but he will slap the shit out of you, and he got all the drugs. Like, you know what I mean? Like gangsters and the superstars and the rappers and the bad bitches and the weirdos, it all collides into one thing. And for me, I'm like, man, we need to keep shit that way. I was down on Custer watching Martin while she sucking, get the wildin' out with Candace. Bitch, we drumming. Chopper's fertile. Yeah, they bussin'. I love Martin so much. I love all the old black '90s sitcoms. Martin, the Jamie Foxx show, Wayans Brothers, like literally all of that stuff. So yeah, I always try to give a nod. And like the Nick Cannon one, there was a lot going on with Nick Cannon that week. I was like, what if I could talk about Drumline and him having 30 kids in the same bar, but also make that about other things. So it was just like one of those like juggling acts. I was like, how much dumb shit can I say in this one specific span of time? Fuck around and find out. 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 The energy behind the hook is definitely Memphis 100%. Growing up, I would listen to 3 6 Mafia CDs that I would burn onto CDs, or my friends would burn, and I would just have all these like really comic book cartoonish level hooks and stuff that were just like very horror centered. And I'm like, okay, well, you can have horror centric, or it can be cartoonish, or it can be whatever. You can fit that vibe, but I never want to make stuff that just sounds like what I did today. You should be listening to music and be like, I feel like a superhero because this person's talking like a superhero. So I want 3 6 Mafia to score like a fucking Lord of the Rings film. You know what I mean? Because their shit from the '90s was scarier than the movies coming out. You be listening to it like, why is Crunchy Black threatening me and my whole family with an axe? Yeah, I'm back up on my bullshit. Them beans got me geeking, throwing money on these strippers like they chickens getting seasoned. But yeah, the bean reference, that's just the main drug that I like to talk about because I don't really do a lot of the other ones. I like smoking low THC weed. I like smoking mid. I don't like the commitment to being too high. I like just a nice little lazy river cruise. You know what I'm saying? Some nice trash ass weed. That uncle weed, you know what I mean? That look like fucking oregano. I'm like, I don't know. I like doing beans and ecstasy too, but you got to chill out on all that shit too, because now they putting fentanyl in everything. 2 years from now, nigga gonna bite into a burger and be like, man, why this shit taste so good? Oh, they got my ass again. The fentanyl burger. I got bitches across the universe, I'm pimping like I'm Steven. She gon' hit me with them Kegels, almost made me have a seizure. Steven Universe, not one of my favorite, but a cartoon that I really like. Shout out to Rebecca Sugar. Yeah, it's just about a young soft boy who dressed like a lesbian, and he got a bunch of homegirls. They are the Crystal Gems. They go around the galaxy and save the world, and the thing about it is they're all bad. Man, if you had that as a little crew of ladies, be sitting pretty good, all shapes and sizes. Nigga, run up if you wanna. Chopper what I'm holding. Two shots finna stop you while you talking like a calling. I think working backwards from what rhymes is always gonna be best. Like I didn't think about that from front to back. I thought of it reverse engineered because I was like, run up if you wanna, chop up what I'm holding. What rhymes with holding? I was like colon, and then I don't know. It might be harder that way or easier, but that's was my process. And I'm like, okay, I got something that rhymes here. How can I like get to the rhyme in the funniest possible way? You know what I mean? Like I see where the goal is, but I'm a Carlton dance to that motherfucker. Like face off with the gang, now your face is on some clothing. Hollows had that nigga Vogue, Draco turned him to a model hitting poses. And Vogue comes out of ballroom, so like you could be hitting all types of shit. You know, you hit your little drops or whatever, and all of this. So I just imagine like somebody getting shot at, but like they're serving. You know what I mean? I can't never stop. Bitch, I can't quit. All my niggas from the gutter. Bitch, we with the shits. I been out the pocket since a motherfucking jit. Raised my hand up in the class and told the teacher suck my wee wee. I was a pretty bad kid. I think back, I'm like, man, I was tripping. Like for sure, for sure. Yeah. Every time I got in trouble, I pretty much had deserved it. I would constantly be in, remember ISS in school, suspension? It was basically like jail. They would give you like these old, dirty, fucked up textbooks that just have dicks drawn on every page, or like, man, yeah, they were trying to institutionalize me earlier, but it didn't work. Didn't work. SZA twerked to my song. Did she twerk to your song? Did she twerk? Did SZA twerk to your song? I'm genuinely asking. She didn't. Damn. She twerked to your song. So I'm the only one that. I don't know, nigga. You tell me.